even while Meghan Markle aimed to maintain full autonomy over her creative direction, building her own team and scaling her ventures according to her personal vision. The reality of her post-royal media ambitions unfolded far differently than expected. What began as a groundbreaking $100 million Netflix deal, positioned to establish a powerful and lasting media empire, gradually unraveled into a cautionary tale of mismatched audience expectations and shifting relevance. After stepping back from royal duties in 2020, Meghan and Prince Harry faced immediate financial pressures, having given up royal funding, security, and institutional support while raising a growing family. Their answer was a landmark deal with Netflix, one that symbolized both independence and validation of their global influence. Initially, the strategy worked. Their 2022 documentary Harry and Meghan shattered records as the biggest documentary debut in Netflix history, confirming enormous public appetite for their story, particularly the behind-the-scenes account of their royal exit, personal struggles, and conflict with the institution. Follow-up projects like Heart of Invictus and Polo performed respectably, but they also revealed a crucial limitation. Audiences were primarily invested in Harry and Meghan themselves, their story, their conflict, and their perspective, not in broader or more detached content they produced. This realization led to a strategic pivot toward lifestyle content, an area Meghan had explored long before her royal life through her blog The Tig. The idea was to reintroduce her not as a royal figure or controversial public personality, but as a relatable lifestyle curator, someone offering insights into cooking, entertaining, and modern domestic living. This vision materialized in her Netflix series with Love, Meghan, alongside the launch of her brand American Riviera Orchard, inspired by her Montecito home and positioned as a premium lifestyle label featuring products like jams, teas, honey, and baking mixes. On the surface, the launch appeared successful. The show debuted strongly, entering Netflix's top rankings in dozens of countries, while the product line sold out within hours, suggesting that curiosity and brand power were still very much intact. However, this early momentum proved misleading. As weeks passed, viewership dropped sharply, and the series failed to retain a loyal audience, ultimately ranking far below expectations. By the end of its run, it had become clear that initial curiosity did not translate into sustained engagement. What truly defined the show's reception was not its content, but the reaction to it. Viral clips, most notably Meghan repackaging store-bought pretzels into labeled bags, circulated widely online, generating millions of views and sparking mockery rather than admiration. These moments became symbolic of the broader criticism, that the show felt overly curated, inauthentic, and disconnected from the audience's expectations. Critics reinforced this narrative, with low review scores and descriptions that painted the series as visually polished but lacking substance or relatability. Even comparisons to established lifestyle brands like Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop or Martha Stewart's Empire often came with a negative tone, suggesting that Meghan's version lacked the credibility or depth needed to compete. Ultimately, the issue was not outright rejection but something more challenging: indifference. Many viewers sampled the show out of curiosity but did not return, a pattern reflected in its steep drop in rankings and overall performance. By early 2026, Netflix's response was subtle but decisive. Rather than issuing a formal cancellation, the company simply chose not to continue the series and ended its investment in Meghan's lifestyle brand. Official statements from both sides remained polite and forward-looking, framing the split as a natural evolution, but the underlying message was clear: without strong viewership, the business case for continued partnership no longer existed. The relationship shifted into a scaled-back first-look deal, allowing Netflix to consider future projects on a case-by-case basis rather than committing to large upfront investments. This marked a significant turning point, not only for the Sussexes' media strategy but also for their financial model. The era of guaranteed, high-value contracts had ended, replaced by a performance-driven approach where success would depend on the actual impact of each project. Despite this shift, the couple's financial position remained stable. Prince Harry's wealth, built through inheritance, book deals like Spare, legal settlements, and lucrative speaking engagements, provides a strong foundation, while their past media deals have already delivered substantial earnings. Meghan's situation, however, is more directly tied to public perception and audience engagement. Her ventures, whether in lifestyle content, branding, or digital media, depend heavily on her ability to connect with audiences in a way that inspires not just interest, but loyalty and participation. This distinction highlights the broader challenge they face moving forward, transitioning from figures of global intrigue to creators of content and products that people consistently choose to engage with and support. In the end, the rise and decline of their Netflix partnership reveals a fundamental truth about their brand. The fascination with Harry and Meghan was never in doubt, but it was specific. Audiences were drawn to their story as royal insiders turned outsiders, to the drama, conflict, and personal revelations that defined their narrative. When that story reached its natural conclusion, sustaining the same level of interest required a different kind of connection, one that their lifestyle pivot struggled to establish. The result is not a complete failure, but a recalibration, a move away from headline-grabbing megadeals toward a more uncertain, performance-based future. Their next chapter will depend on whether they can redefine their identity in a way that resonates beyond their past, and whether they can transform fleeting attention into lasting influence.